What's up, my friends? This is Joe Dickinson, and in this video I want to share with you some exact techniques that you can use to start generating leads from day one with your marketing system. So with that being said, we're going to go through a couple different methods. Number one, posting on social media. Very, very effective, if not the most effective if you're good at it, and I'm going to share with you how to get good at it. All right, so that's method number one we're going to talk about. Two is going to be print materials, business cards, flyers. A lot of people tend to overlook this. They don't want to do it. They don't want to be bothered. It's one of the most effective ways of marketing. It's just most people will get the stuff printed. They're all excited. It gets to their doorstep. They take action for a couple of days, and then they fall off, right? I'm going to share with you some really good ways of utilizing those print materials, the flyers specifically. And then third, purchasing traffic or running traffic on Facebook, or buying clicks, or whatever, purchasing traffic in general, right? There's a lot of good options out there. There's also a lot of bad options. In other words, places that you're just going to waste your money on, leads that have been sold 3 or 4 times, etc. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to gauge what kind of traffic you're going to get. So we're going to talk about that and some options for you. So first thing I want to cover, this is the meat of this video. This is the most important piece of it. So kind of buckle up. If you need to, go to another room, tune everything else out, and just listen to me here, because if you can master this and you can stay consistent, you're going to see results, period. It's just you have to put in the work. And it's posting on social media consistently and putting up the right things. In other words, things that get people to engage with you or ask you, what are you doing? Tell me more about this, etc. Right? That's the idea here. Or they click on the link that you put in your post, which we're going to talk about when you should and should not post a link in your post. So with that being said, let me start here. Number one, if you don't have a Facebook, which I'm sure you probably do, good. You want to post on there. You also want to post on Instagram for sure. Some people love Twitter, LinkedIn. Look, here's the deal. When you put a post on one social media channel, you can certainly put that post on other social media channels. Like I just put a post up this morning on my Facebook, and then I put it up on Instagram like an hour later. Exact same post. I just saved the image. It was a video actually. And I copied the caption, so I posted it on Facebook at 10:30, and I went and I posted it on Instagram at 11:30. Same exact thing. People are on different platforms, especially on different times of the day, and you might have different friends or followers based on that. The reality is you must be seen. So one, if you don't post content, you're not going to be seen, right? And two, if you only post content on Facebook, you're not maximizing your reach, because there's people over here on Instagram that aren't really on Facebook, and vice versa. You get the idea here? So the more the better, and it takes you what? An extra couple seconds to just post something somewhere else. Same thing with stories. Instagram stories, Facebook stories, they're very powerful. They're very hot. A lot of people see them more than they do static posts. So create stories and stuff with your content. I wanted to lay that out there first before we talk about exactly what to post. So does that make sense? Really, really important that you understand that, of putting the content out in different areas, right? There's no reason not to. If you shoot a video, upload it to YouTube, put it on there, right? That's the idea there. Some people are on YouTube like only and not really on Facebook or Instagram. So with that being said, I wanted to talk about that first. Second, what should you post? And then we're going to talk about how often should you post. So we're going to try and cover all bases here. I'm hoping you're saying, good, good, good. I like this. So what should you post? You want things that are going to make people stop in their tracks when they're scrolling through their phone. We've all done this, right? You've grabbed your phone, you scroll through, and you're just ripping through, the feed, and you're looking at stuff. You tend to stop and look at something that either shocks you or excites you or interests you or catches your attention. And so some things that do that are family, relationships, emotional type posts, close-ups, like a picture of your face close-up that pops in someone's news feed. That's going to make someone stop and say, what is this? Here's what you want to, or the way you want to look at this. You want to post things that are going to serve as, I like to call them scroll stoppers, all right? So in other words, something that's going to stop someone in their tracks, they're going to see the image, and then they're going to read what it is that you have to say. Here's an example. I could get a picture of me, maybe I'm sitting at this desk and I'm on the phone and I have my wife, or whatever. It could be your wife, husband, daughter, son, friend, it doesn't matter. A coworker, whatever. You could be careful taking pictures at work if you're not supposed to be doing that, right? To promote your other business. But with that being said, you could grab your phone, right? And I could have like my wife take a picture of me at the desk. And I could post that picture up on social media. And I could say something like, working hard during the evenings on my side hustle, so I don't need to clock into my full-time gig after September 1st. Or, I'm just pulling a date out of there, right? Something like that, where I don't really let people know like what I'm doing. I just let them know that I'm working on a side hustle, and I put an image up that I know will grab their attention. So what might happen now is people might comment and say, hey, way to go, or hey, what are you working on, or hey, what are you talking about? You're also going to get some people that might message you. So the cool thing is you have two things going for you. One, you might have people comment that you can then message to start conversation with regarding the Be Epic opportunity, right? That's option one. Option two is they might message you right out of the blue. Here's the beauty though, and I want you to understand this because they saw your post, right? But I want you to understand this and write this down. Likes and comments equal leads. In other words, when you post things that get people to like and comment, every time someone likes and comments, you then have a reason to reach out to that person. Because the reality is this, if you just message people, and I'm not going to say don't ever do it, but if you just message people out of the blue, like, hey, I'm looking for some people who want to make some side income, etc. People have gotten so immune to that because it's happening so often that like, you get that kind of message, you don't even want to talk to that person. So you might not want to be that type of person, right? But if someone likes or comments something that you've put up, you then can simply say to them, hey, so-and-so, like say my friend Susie liked or commented a picture I put up. And I said, hey, Suze, I know we haven't talked in forever, but I wanted to say thanks for the love on my most recent post. How are you doing? Immediately, I have a reason to reach out to Susie because she liked or commented my post. What did I say before? Likes or comments equal leads. So focus on putting good stuff out there that gets likes or comments that gives you a reason to reach out to people, or they might even reach out to you and say, hey, what is it that you're working on? Here's another example. If I got a picture of me, my daughter, my wife, and I put a picture up and I said, this is the reason why I work as hard as I do on my side hustle, or something like that. People might be like, dude, what's your side hustle? You see what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things you want to do. So pictures of you, your family, love, things that you're doing. If you're fortunate enough to be full-time in this industry, maybe you want to get a picture of you at 2 o'clock in the afternoon taking a stroll in the park, talking about time freedom is why I do what I do. Ask me how. Things like that, right? Does that make sense? So those are really good opportunity-focused posts and things to think about. Now I'm going to stop at those 3 examples, but I want you to think to yourself, now that you've got the idea, what can you post? And I'm going to talk about some customer-focused things in just a minute, but a good little technique and things I share with people are spend 1 day a week, I like to do it on Sundays, planning what I'm going to post throughout the day. And the reason I'll do that is because that way I can plan, all right, Monday I'm going to post this, Tuesday I'm going to post this. And I know ahead of time so I can get the image, I can work on the caption. I'm not last minute trying to throw something together. And so if you plan things out ahead of time, you're going to have better posts, you're going to get more likes or comments, you're going to get more engagement, and the bigger your business is going to be because the more conversations you can now have, all starting with your post. So post it on Facebook, post it on Instagram, post it on LinkedIn, post your video on YouTube. If it's a video, etc., you get the idea. So those were some posts. I want you to pause here and think for a second and maybe go grab a picture of you working on your computer, right? Or something like that. Another couple examples. So for Be Epic, obviously, maybe a picture of you taking the pill or holding one of the pills, pointing to it with a big face like this, like a happy face, saying, I never thought my life financially and physically could change so much from one little pill, and you're pointing at it, right? You leave it at that. People are like, dude, what is that purple pill? What is that green pill? What is that white pill? You see what I'm getting at here? Things like that work really, really well. Maybe you working out, just sweating and you're in the gym, or maybe you're at home or you're going on a walk and you say something like, back on the grind, all thanks to 3 little pills, let's go. People are like, dude, what pills? You see what I'm getting at here? Focus on these things. Get creative. Balance between the customer and the distributor side of things. And if you focus on good content, you're going to get people to reach out. That part's easy. The harder part is coming up with the ideas, and I'm sharing some with you right now. The cool thing is you can recycle these ideas. You put a fitness post up today, you can certainly put another one up in 4 days from now, or next week, or 2 weeks, and you can keep recycling through them, but get different imagery, right? It works. It works really well. You just have to stay consistent with it. I recommend posting it minimum once a day. Try not to go less than that. I wouldn't go more, but you can. I think 1 is a perfect sweet spot though, for sure. So that's a big one. So anyways, that's kind of the social media side of things. And it's important you understand that. I hope that made sense. I want to talk very quickly on print materials and then purchase traffic. Number one, what I would recommend is go to Vistaprint or your favorite printer. Vistaprint is probably the most common one, and get business cards created, for yourself. Always have business cards with you. And a little training technique I like to teach is I always like to ask questions that I want people to ask back to me. A lot of people reciprocate questions. In other words, if I'm out and I see an old friend or I'm striking up a conversation with someone and I say to them, so, hey, I haven't seen you in forever, so what are you doing these days? Are you working? And they say, oh yeah, I'm working at whatever, blah, blah, blah. They probably will ask you back the same question. And that's when you respond with, well, hey, I'm working full-time over at the convenience store, but part-time I'm actually working on a health and wellness business to help people lose weight and get healthier. It's been pretty cool. And they're like, oh, really? What's that all about? Boom, conversation's open. Also, I ask them what they did or how are they doing or what do they do for a living. Ask questions you want to be asked back. Very powerful. When you have print materials, like a business card, you can then hand them a business card too and get their contact information as well. So what I like to do is I'll give someone a business card and say, let me grab your contact info so I can follow up. What's your phone number? And I'd open my phone up and I would take it down. So if you give them a piece of information, you can then grab, theirs back too. It's kind of like an exchange. Not to mention your business card makes you look a little bit more legit and professional, right? So that's a really good training for business cards I wanted to cover. Flyers, big one. I love making the flyers, that have like some nice images that talk about some different work from home, work a side hustle, contact me or whatever. Something like that. And you ever seen those flyers where you can tear off the little things on the bottom? And I'll try and put an image below this video or something, but those are really good. Just get creative, guys. That's what I'm saying. Get print materials, go hang those up in supermarkets and stuff. People on their way out, a lot of supermarkets will have cork boards and stuff. You can put them there. You'd be surprised how many people grab things off of there. So that's another big one. So that's print materials. Don't discredit them or think they're not powerful, because they are. And the last one is going to be paid traffic. All right. I'm going to see if I can grab some recommended sources to put underneath this video. But if you're going to buy traffic, if you're going to buy, links or leads or whatever, really try and investigate. Make sure the company's legit. Make sure there's real testimonials, not just fake ones that you're reading. Ask some other people maybe who've used that traffic provider to see how they did. A lot of these traffic sources, your providers, you can buy leads, but the leads have been sold 3-4 times already, or the leads are super old, or the leads were grabbed not in a legit way, So just go through that. I recommend that kind of being a last resort. I love paid traffic, no question, but focus on the social media stuff. I'm telling you, if you do it, it's powerful. You build real relationships, and that's what builds a strong business, as opposed to just buying traffic, getting someone to sign up real quick, and then they fall off 3 weeks later. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. I've purchased traffic, I've had success with it, but I really focus on organic marketing because that can get you pretty far. And then once you get people involved and they start doing the same thing, your efforts come down a little bit because they're seeing what you did, they're duplicating it, now you're taprooting through their network, right? So with that being said, really powerful. Those are some good ways to generate leads. And then of course, one thing I'll mention at the tail end, because I don't think I mentioned this, when you're having the conversations with people, etc., you then are sending them information from your marketing system. So you're sending them your capture page or your tour page. You're sending them these materials so they can go ahead and see them here, which then obviously will go ahead and get them into your contact manager. Emails will go out. You'll be talking to them manually. It just does a great job of selling them because you have pages already done or information already done to show people. You can every once in a while in the posts and stuff put your link in there, but I will leave you with this. When you put a link in a Facebook post, Facebook shows it to less people. Why? Facebook makes money when people are on Facebook through ads. So if you put a post up with a link and someone clicks it and gets off Facebook, Facebook doesn't really like that because they're not making money anymore. So unless you're paying for a Facebook ad, typically I say leave links out of your posts. Use your funnel links in conversation with people, all right? So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this training. Look out for more. There's going to be more as we grow and scale. I'm excited. Get busy and get busy posting and stay consistent with it. And if you're not consistent, you're going to see your results not be consistent. So it's all relative. That being said, appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.